Hi everyone and welcome to the latest Papa Kenn Reviews. I apologize for the poor quality lighting, camera, just everything. This is being recorded on my phone because I tried writing this review and it just wasn't coming out right, so I figured the best way to do this review is to just come in front of the camera and do it that way because this is kind of hard. This is not a 2013 movie I'm reviewing. It is from 2012, the very end, and it is Django Unchained, one of the very last movies to be released in 2012. And this movie quickly jumped into many people's top 10 of 2012, and for very good reason. Django Unchained blew me away. Quite honest, it absolutely blew me away. Brought to us by Quentin Tarantino, starring Jamie Foxx, Leonardo DiCaprio, and many others. It's as a white person, watching this movie was very uncomfortable in many scenes for a multitude of reasons. But all that aside, the movie is very brutal. Now, it has most of Tarantino's usual stuff. I mean, of course, he has some brutal violence in there quite often. You have your humor, you have the strange to awesome music, it varies. And some violence, obviously, sometimes on the kind of cartoony side with blood geysers, which are also featured in this movie. The truly brutal part of this film, however, of Django Unchained, is the horrifyingly accurate portrayal of the way slavery really was back in the pre to somewhat post, well, in the Civil War days, basically. Just the treatment of African Americans, or really Africans at that time that were brought here to be slaves. That's besides the point. Just the way it is all portrayed is so brutal. It was too much for me at times. It was incredibly uncomfortable, really, really hard for me to watch. There was a fight scene between two slaves that was one of the most... I had to look away from the screen. It was just absolutely brutal. I watch and enjoy movies like the Raid Redemption, which is one of the most violent films I have personally ever seen. But just the way everything is portrayed in this film, it just goes above and beyond. And I learned quite a few things. You don't expect to learn a lot when you go see a Tarantino film, but I went out. I'm already believe myself to be educated when it comes to slavery in America and things of that nature. Maybe not as much as others, but I know how horrible it was. But now I know even more. And really, I hope that this movie, the people that see this movie, I hope that it starts, or I think it already has. I hope that it continues to spark conversations and to make people think about just how horrible those times really were, especially for so many minorities in this country, especially the African Americans. Oh, see this movie. See Django Unchained. If you can handle some brutal violence, if you can handle Tarantino's other films, I believe you'll be okay with this movie. Otherwise, it may be too much for you. I know it's too much for my wife. It's horrifyingly depicted. I'll just put it that way. But what I will say is, in addition that you should see this movie, is that I'm giving Django Unchained a 9 out of 10. Now, according to my old scoring, it would probably get a 10 out of 10, but going along with 2013's new scoring system, which I will go into more detail in a future post, it's a 9 out of 10. So very good, but it does have flaws. It does have flaws, but that should not keep you away from seeing the movie because the flaws are very minor. Very minor at best. So, summarization, go see Django Unchained. Let me know what you think of the movie, and leave some comments below. Have you seen Django Unchained? Let me know what you think. Do you disagree with my score? Do you think it was not a good movie? Well, one, you're wrong, but also let me know why. Let me know what you think. So, anyway, yeah, this has been a camera edition, a phone camera edition of Papa Kenn Reviews, and I do promise that next time it will be in much better quality and a much better review. Anyway, hope everyone has a great day, and I'll see you next review.